In 1898, the Franciscan Fathers decided to build a church right in the heart of a rapidly growing Polish colony on Buffalo's east side.
For the Polish people who live here like 110 years ago, and even who live today, when they came here to this church, they know that they can feel secure. They know they can pray in Polish language. They know they can go to confession in Polish language.
But as the Poles blended into America, they left the neighborhood and the area declined. A decision was made by the Franciscans to close the church, but some faithful parishioners had other ideas.
A group of people banded together and they called themselves the Friends of Corpus Christi. They found the Pauline Fathers who came and purchased our church, lock, stock, and barrel.
Taking over a century-old church that the last owners were walking away from was no easy task.
So you know, this building is like 110 years old. The same the monastery, like 100 years old. Like every building needs something to repair.
We have 2 new towers. We have 2 new chimneys. The last significant, huge thing we did was the restoration of the disputa over our altar. And now we have a million little projects that had to be done.
No task too big, no job too small. They even changed the light bulbs.
We ask people if they can sponsor 1 light bulb, and we put like 360 light bulbs in this church, you know.
Making a spiritual difference, 1 light bulb at a time.
Absolutely, yeah.
More than just a restoration project, this church seems to have a special energy surrounding it, drawing people to it.
And when I came here, it was just stunning. There's just something here that brings me here.
In fact, for the first time since the New York Central displaced 600 families with its terminal construction in 1929, the parish base is now expanding instead of contracting.
Because we're having more weddings than we're having funerals.
But for the faithful flock, it's more than just stained glass windows and artwork. It's about history, legacy, and spirituality.
There was always a story that the boys and girls in the school wrote letters to God and they put them in the cross. When they came and took down the steeple, there were no letters in the cross. 3 weeks later, I get a knock at the door of the rectory, and there's a man holding a board. And he said, "In the arms of the cross, we found the letters that remained." As we were putting them all back, a business card fell out, and on the business card it said, John Lubel. Our historian comes in and she said John Lubel was a metalsmith. He lived on Guilford. He worked on St. Anne's. He worked on City Hall and the old electric building. She said he dies in 1969. My phone rings, and on the caller ID, it says John Lubel. It was his grandson. He called us to ask if his grandfather's card could go back in the tower. But we already made that decision to put it back. All of them went back.
What do you think the future holds for this church, for this neighborhood?
I think it holds a lot. I mean, a lot of things are changing in the area, and given it time, and coming to church every week, I do see younger generation coming back.
The neighborhood didn't deteriorate overnight. It can't go backwards. It's a new world.
Corpus Christi means the body of Christ. I think it's the heart and soul of the neighborhood.
I hope that one day soon, this church and this neighborhood will be full of life and full of people who will live here. And I believe and pray that this place will make special role for Diocese of Buffalo and the city of Buffalo as well.